everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you another manga review slash first impression. I'm talking about The Bride Was a Boy by Chi. I was super excited to read this because I believe this is the first autobiographical manga I've ever finished. I know that's nothing new, but it's pretty exciting to me. This manga was published by 7 Seas and retails for $13.99 US. I think it overall feels pretty nice. I like how tall it is, the paper is smooth and has a bit of weight to it, and I love the color pages at the beginning. One of the key points in this manga is Chi's wedding, and essentially her life leading up to this day and how she prepared for it as a then transitioning woman. The manga gives us snippets of her life, from how she met her husband to how she came out to him and her family. But we also have passages devoted to Chi's life before this, such as her life as a male and her struggles with gender dysphoria as a child, and her love life from when she lived as a man. She struggled with fitting in and finding her identity, and besides finding comfort in her identity, she wanted to find happiness in that too. One thing I love about this manga is that in addition to telling a story, it's also quite educational and informative. After every chapter, Chi devotes at least a page to explaining concepts relevant to the chapter and to the larger LGBT community, such as what does LGBT even stand for, what is gender dysphoria, and so on. And I think this is so important because it makes this text accessible to anyone. As weird as this sounds, you don't have to know what it means to be a transgender person before reading this comic, because Chi carefully explains the terminology you need to know to enjoy and understand this manga. Even as a person familiar with some of this already, I personally learned a lot. For the most part, she does word her explanations clearly, and I found them easy to understand. And I like that they were included with the chapter instead of at an appendix at the end. I think that the comic's uplifting and overall positive tone is one of its strong points. She acknowledges that the debates and issues that the transgender community faces are difficult and complex. And I think a lot of people, at least in my circles, wanted to hear more about Chi's struggles on this journey, but I personally enjoyed hearing about her road to happiness, acceptance, and self-love instead. I've personally heard many heartbreaking coming out stories and stories of intolerant parents and things of that nature. So this manga is a pleasant reminder that happy narratives also deserve the spotlight. Chi's story reminds us that everyone deserves to be happy, and everyone should be happy in their body and with their life. Going off of that, I like that while this is Chi's story, she also gives examples of the challenges and legal hurdles that others have to go through as well. She devotes plenty of time to talk about how her experience is unique and how everyone who experiences gender dysphoria experiences it differently. This is her story, and there's no cookie-cutter experience. And while Chi's transition seemed seamless and easy, it wasn't. She worked hard to get to where she was, and still recognizes the privilege she had in being able to legally change her gender and legally marry her boyfriend. While her story is a happy one, she reminds readers that there's a lot more that needs to be done in this community. It's important to remember that she's focusing primarily on her journey to her wedding and her experience with transitioning, so I didn't expect her to elaborate on all of her anxieties in the first place. One thing I was a bit iffy about was the art style. I think it's incredibly cute and fun, but I think it sometimes took away from my enjoyment. I'm not sure how to explain it, but it sometimes felt distracting how cute and how small everything looked. I got used to it pretty quickly, but I think I subconsciously tried focusing mainly on the text rather than the art. Overall, I think this manga is extremely well written, and I think it has a place in anyone's collection. It's short and can be read in a sitting. It's also really sweet. Chi and her husband are so heartwarming, and it was touching seeing their relationship at various stages in this journey. While Chi is specifically writing about her journey, I think we can all relate to some of what she went through. We've all felt confused about something, we've all wanted to understand our feelings, and we all want to be happy and comfortable. On top of that, I think this manga is especially important because it takes the time to educate readers too. If you're someone who's already familiar with the trans community, you might not learn too much from her notes. But if you're someone who's never heard of gender dysphoria, this is a great and easily digestible introduction. Either way, I think you'll enjoy this lighthearted and funny manga. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you can check out this manga when you can. And of course, if you're members of the LGBT community, I hope you're having an awesome Pride Month so far. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.